如今的 RNG 今非昔比，我们不会给对手留下任何反扑的机会。
I'm gonna stand there and lift the trophy again.
为了无悔，为了胜利，为了站在世界。
duo lane spot and also can warp the game in a funnel. So you're really kind of short on information. See if Varus coverage ban. Wait and see how MVP approaches this. You probably have to be pretty conservative in your next choice to try and attack the funnel with the last pickers. That's not conservative. That's the opposite of conservative. That's a claim.
I like it. Gonna be charging into the battle. We talked about MVP. They just love to fight. And ADD himself, he just loves to get aggressive and play weird stuff, right? So we will be having the Kled coming in. Speaking of hedging bets, a Syndra pickup here. Should be going into the mid lane.
But is it going to the mid lane? What is going on is the question we don't have the answer to. I think this is bot lane Syndra coming out.
So?
I do think so, yes. That is my guess here. We also have the summoners as a bit of a spoiler, right?
Aiming does have the smite.
We'll wait and
Shen
see.
Gets picked up too.
Syndra Shen has a lot of burst range. It's not quite the Talia Shen, that's the God duo comp on the bot side. But it seems like Xayah Rakan Flex and Syndra Shen is the take on Afrika's side. They can still very easily digress, but not that easily because they don't have a jungler. So it's going to be good old Xayah Rakan Flex mid lane, and MVP look at this and they say, okay, what should we do? I actually think Tahm Kench Morgana is not the best Morgana bot lane duo. Now, it doesn't have to be Morgana.
I do not blame you. And speaking of getting rolling, the
this would
flash
be a
comes
nice
in, but he
start.
gets pulled back anyway. Uh-oh, Keen should be going down. There's the first blood over to ADD. And all of a sudden, everything changes, Papa.
Especially because it's on ADD. It's on the Kled, who is possible when Soil's top lane.
Oh boy, Keen, he still doesn't have his flash. This should be the easiest follow-up up to him. Thought he had enough minions and he wanted to push it forward at least one more wave, but he's going to get punished once again. 0 and 2 for Keen.
Keen's been counterpicked twice recently. Remember the Renekton from Jinair against his Aatrox, and now as the Darius. Kled is not a traditional counterpick, but Darius goes down once, and we know the chain ganks are very likely to find success. Going for the Kled, if they had got no ganks, if he got no help, was going to be very, very risky. When Kled gets items, it can certainly help you against a funnel and definitely on chasing down a Darius with that big Kled ultimate.
I'm sure ADD's going to be feeling pretty good about this one. The Skarner gank comes in level 4, just like you were saying, and it goes to the perfect target.
Chilling Smite, holding on to the Fracture, gets the stun in. It's a lot of CC. Kled does the rest. Gonna be
having fun. Speaking of having fun, they get the root here onto Ian, who does pop his ult, but the Ignite is ticking. We're gonna turn it around. Here's Skarner. Featherstorm gonna be forced out. It doesn't look like they can get the kill onto either of these members. Feather's not gonna go through either.
Top lane is, speaking of Syndra.
Wow, this is so aggressive, trying to get on her. She does have the stopwatch, and there's the Shen, but Kuro getting super low. One more would have done it, but Yondu not able to finish her off. Looks like he is gonna be knocked up, and here comes Spirit, getting into the back line. That's the Darius dunk on 2, make it 3, and all of a sudden, Afrika is turning this around in a big way. Gonna get the knock up here on the Kled too. Might as well see you later to him. A third dunk for the Darius, and he's so mad he was bullied the entire game, and finally Keen gets his moment. The rest of MVP, as Keen here is solo, will not go down, and he avoids the ace at least.
Almost a clean ace from 4,000 gold. But Afrika finally strong enough to maybe consider a fight. They end up giving up the Ocean. And Inferno is a little bit overdue if you're MVP, given they hadn't had any fights over the first 4.
Baron will take it, and
they do a lot of Baron damage, Valdez.
They got a super fed Xayah. It's going to be up to Yondu. He does have his flash. Nobody's moving into the river right now, and actually Afrika are going to respect this, so we are going to have the Baron started, stopped, and charm everybody back. A nice another knock up there, but it is getting low. Might be a 50-50. Yondu looking for it, but it goes over to Shen.
Of all people.
Shen picks it up, and there you go. Yondu going to get pretty low. He is going to get devoured up here. ADD looking for the engage now, but it's too late.
So many minions.
Yeah. Pushing on in. Not getting close enough to actually auto the turret. Finally, Aiming is going to get a couple, and so does Keen, and down goes the turret. The 2 buffed up cannon minions in the back. Means that Afrika now finally at 38 minutes are going to look for the engage, actually. They get the 2, the stopwatch on Yandu. EDD in the front line, but defenders pull through everybody. That means that Pilot and the rest of MVP is going to pay for their crimes and finally go down here. All 5 members will go, and that will be game number 1 to Afrika.
One parable fits this one. It's the tortoise and the hare. The tortoise out, just waited and waited and waited, and tortoise ended up winning. It's just like the story. Good job, Afrika Freaks.
There you go. Slow and steady pace for Afrika. Only 1 Drake, but they finally scale up. They win 1 team fight after taking Baron, and they win the game.
Yeah, that was, you know, we saw it coming. It was definitely the slowest car crash in front of you that you couldn't take your eyes off, but it was certainly a car crash if you're an MVP fan. MVP had a great early game. They made some very nice moves. Was it perfect against the funnel? No, but it was good. And they had an MVP. They had ADD so far ahead of the Darius on the Kled, but it never meant anything. It never turned into anything. They seemed scared after 1